Alright guys, so in today's video, you're going to see kind of just a little clips of videos I've been taking footage of Blu Bell here and there. So if it looks a little off, kind of played out in maybe a week or two. So we covered the cooling system and radiator condenser, AC lines made. We made also the heater hoses. Ran the solenoids to those, so you're going to see that in the video. And then we also did cover the exhaust, which I'll get it back on the lift. I won't have it in this video, but the next one I'll upload what we did there. I'm pretty sure you're going to like it a lot. So sounds great, it's running great. So we're going to probably go for a test drive on the next video that you see after this. But anyways, let's get into the video. Let's go. We're cutting the edge there. Side right here. Where is it? Right there. For that lip, because we're going to run the wire somewhere around this area on the top. It's hard to get in there. Alright, I'm going to call it quits for here. For now, I'm going to go have some dinner. Come back at it, possibly tonight. And I just want to see what the heck we can get done. I'm going to end it off there. Let me go eat something. Okay, I'm playing with the Blu Bell and the wiring. Figured out how to get it to crank now, so I was having shifter, indicator, grounds and stuff. You can see all the wiring, but I figured it out. She's ready to fire up, so we're waiting on the dry shaft. It possibly might be here tomorrow. Had to come back, so we had a little dilemma. The seat is gonna have to be in the back right here in order to fit with the enough spacing. So this side's pretty much how it's gonna be. This is where the seat's gonna be, all the way to the back. So if you're super tall, it'll fit tall people. Not that it's gonna drive that at that position, but it's capable of going that far, right? So what I need to do now that these are in the wrong spots, I had built all the tabs here for the wiring. That's the stuff I'll show you later. I'll put it back on there. I'm gonna cut both of these, and then reposition them. So I gotta go backtracking. Well, it's a good day today. We're gonna do the first fire up. We went to go get some fuel, so we pushed her out in the little area that we had here. And we're gonna fire it up for the first time, and it's gonna prime the fuel, and then we're gonna fire it up. I can't run it too long because it's open headers, so we're gonna move it on the bay and one of the lifts on the 4 posts, so I could get started on the exhaust that we got that I had come in. And then right now, what I was finishing off are the seats, finishing off this stuff here, and then I'm gonna finish off the wiring, some of the extending. But we're gonna move it right now, and we're gonna do the first fire up. I'm gonna shut it down because we're gonna move it, and I can't have it running too long. So I check trans fluid, make sure that's good, and then we're gonna bleed the brakes, make sure it stops. We don't want to crash, and that's it. So we're gonna go ahead and move it. And we got other stuff to do. We're gonna clean up our bay areas, and go from there. We got the brakes bled somewhat. We're gonna try it. She goes, the first movement on their own. Oh boy. Yeah, buddy. Ooh, man. She's moving on her own power now. All that smoke is just stuff burning off the headers, as it's a first start. So don't think there's something wrong. She's in. Can't run it too long because we're not, like, it's open headers and there's stuff we gotta make sure and route. If you didn't hear me, all that smoke is just new header stuff. Don't worry about it. That's it. It's officially running and driving on her own. I was gonna take her around like that, but Joe's a little scared, I guess. The brakes didn't work? It's always something. Huh?
Not much brakes, too.
Really?
No. Not enough to feel comfortable being moving.
Oh.
You need to bleed them all through the ABS, maybe.
Oh well. Well, got her on the lift, so we'll see. And I'll finish back to what I was doing. Brakes came in for the Defender. Joe already unpacked it. I was waiting to do an unpacking to show you, but he already got a head start for me, so he's trying to get the work done rather than me talking and just procrastinating. Brand new, the rotors are drilled and slotted, and then brand new brake pads with all the hardware, you know, greasings and stuff like that, all the clips. Looks really good, so we're ready about to get to work. I'll show you right now what I'm doing. And the rotors are super nice, man. They look like they're coated and all, so yeah, look at that, man. Alan, you're gonna have a nice rig, brother. You and your wife, Lisa. It's gonna be pretty sweet. Oh man, look at that, dude. Looks like $1 million. Heck yeah. Now we got the old junks on there. We're gonna paint the calipers and clean all that stuff up. But right now what we've been working on is the front cooling system and the AC system. So I've got like the wire for the pigtails. I'm going to change that from the factory, so we just make it a one plug deal for the dual fans. I bought the fans here. I'll show you right now here in a bit. But the condenser, I redesigned the condenser. So initially I had already mocked it all up before, so but what I changed was I actually put the condenser to the radiator instead. And before, initially, I had built some tabs that went here to the fenders, and all 4 corners. I didn't really like that because then we had to rely on the fenders to actually hold the condenser down, so that's why I made that change. But the top radiator hose, we pretty much got that already. This is just stuff laying around. But the bottom one, we got to get the bottom done. Once we get the bottom figured out, I should be able to find a hose here. If not, I might just cut this and then reposition it up and then re-weld that. And then we got to fit the fans in here and then do the wiring for it. We already have the AC stuff, the fittings, and I already ran the hosings for the this thing don't focus, all back here. Ran the hoses for the heater, and then we run the solenoids here. So the reason I run these solenoids is because when you buy the aftermarket ones, all the ones that I've tried always had some type of flow that went back into the heater core. And the reason I stress about not having any heat going inside the heater core is because it'll affect the performance of the AC. So you guys can do what you want. This is how I do it, and it's effective with these valve solenoids. I know it looks like it's overkill, and it probably is, but the thing is it works. 100% works. And then we have the bypass valve, the H system. So we'll have the inlet that goes here. I think this is the inlet. One of these, the smaller hose is the inlet. It'll come in, and then it'll come this way, but it won't come this way until these solenoids are opened up. Then we have coolant that goes flowing. But this right here is for the LS engines are supposed to loop, because you're not supposed to cap them. They're supposed to have circulation like that, which is why we have that. But I think that's pretty much it. So we have all the stuff, fittings like the dryer. I haven't put that in there yet, so I'll figure all that where we're gonna put it in there. But like you see, I have already made some of the lines here. Had made that line, and that's gonna go in the compressor down here like that, on the condenser down here like this. But yeah, I'll show you guys once I get it all in there. Right now I'm kind of waiting for parts today, and then I don't know what else we're doing. So, but let me I guess we're gonna have Joe put the brakes in the back, and then see how far he gets with that today. But other than that, I think we're gonna go for a test drive after. I'm gonna try to get the seat belts on, and then I'm gonna try to go for a test drive after that, and we're gonna see what it can finally do once it's on the road for the first time with the whole unit all together. All right. I forgot to mention, one of the things that we had ran into with the brakes were also when Joe and I were bleeding them. We were wondering what's going on. We could not bleed them for the life of us, and we took it all apart, and I think we spent about 2 days, maybe 3 days, kind of messing with it, playing with it here and there, up until we got really serious. We started really digging into it. We decided, we pulled the trigger, and we said, you know what, let's change the master cylinder, let's take it apart, let's do all the brake fluid, and let's do a completely overhaul and flushing it out. Well, lo and behold, when we were air pressuring all the lines, making sure that all the orientations were correct for the ABS, which they ended up being correct, we found that all 3 wheels were doing just exactly what they needed to do. However, when we got to the driver left front, this is what one of the brake lines, which was this one right here. It might be hard to see it here on the video, but it was bone dry. That means that this caliper on this end, on this hose, was not getting any fluid passing through it. This one looked fine. So we got the brake lines for the calipers changed out as well. So now it has basically entire brake system all rebuilt and reflushed with new fluids. But always keep that in mind. You just never know the conditions of the vehicles that you're dealing with at times. Even though this line right here looks physically all good and dandy, I don't see any types of like squishiness of the hose. But I've seen this before on other vehicles. The lines collapse. The lines collapse. And we also had changed the front 2 calipers in the front, because I was thinking, oh, maybe something's wrong there. It didn't hurt. Either way, the thing just stops incredible now. So we changed it all, and I'm super stoked about that. He's out of control. Running all over your panels.
I can't see anything, dude.
Golly, man. Yeah, but you looked before. Gotta get that coolant going. Nice. Oh yeah, the exhaust. Forgot about that. Sounds really good. Now, that sounds super good. Heck yeah. Better shut it down because they ain't got coolant in it. That sounds really good. I think it sounds perfect right there. The other way, without that one resonator, it was going to be too loud. Did it break?
Break good, but I was gonna go a little faster, but I hit myself right here.
You hit yourself?
It was all moving on me when it hit me right there. So I hit right here. So I was like, I'm not gonna. I was gonna go faster and slam it to show you, but it's like no. I hurt.
I'm gonna get the coolant going first. So hopefully we don't need the fenders on. I gotta confirm that, and then I'm gonna run the heater lines, which that won't be a problem. And then doing the AC stuff. Say what?
Looks like a vehicle from Africa.
Oh, from Africa. Well, that's what it was for. That's what it was for. All right.
That's where it came from.
Sweet. Super happy with it. When you're dealing with AC lines, fabricating custom ones, when you set the hose in there and you set the fitting, it's always a good idea to mark it just like how I did here. And then like for the dryer side, it's really straightforward for this line that I'm building for this one, because when you twist it, it's just a straight fitting, so it doesn't really matter. But when it comes to angled ones, it does matter because you want to make sure the orientations are correct. See, like this one here, it's with an angled 90. That one's been crimped, and that's what they're going to look like when you're finished. But you got to make sure that the orientation is correct, or things will go sour. If that was facing this way, towards this direction, you can see why that would become a problem. Just check your fittings and make the little lines, and you'll always be good. Here's the fan, radiator, and condenser setup all tied in together as one. Initially, I had put it where the fenders were tied in on the radiator or the condenser, I believe, and partial of the radiator, but I didn't like that idea just because I don't like the idea of having the fenders on with the radiator setup. So I made some changes. I like this better. So the radiator, it's a 3-core. I think it's a 3-core, yeah, but it's the ones that I use off the F bodies. So we do a lot, we mess with those a lot, and this is what they use for the stand-up radiators. It's a Griffin, and they work super good. I know I have my car that's making over 1,000 horsepower, cruise around the street, no issues with that. So cooling shouldn't be an issue with with this Blu Bell. But yeah, I just went ahead and tied it down to the tabs that they have here, and made a tab here for the top, and then I built 2 tabs down here on the radiator, tied it in the fan. And then for the dual fans, what I did is I just made a single plug into a Deutsch connector, a 4-pin. So now it's a single plug for the dual fans. Makes things a lot easier. And then there's the condenser. Holds on like that, and then the universal condenser has the different hole mounts, so that makes it super easy. I'm gonna throw it in there, and then I'll show you how it looks when it's on Blu Bell. So now the radiator condenser ran all the heater lines in here. So this is what the fan setup looks like inside the vehicle. Works great, but hoses are ran. Everything is ready and confirmed. So the weekend came around. I'm going to take a little break over the weekend on it. Get back on it probably on Monday. So it's going to be cold here, and I've got some things happening over the weekend. But you can see how great everything fits in there. It looks a little snug, and it is, but it works super good. Really good. So nothing's filled up yet. Condenser's not charged. Nothing's tested. It's just kind of hanging out there. But you can see how everything fits. Connector. And that's how it looks. We already tried it, turned it on. Air flows really nice, and now it's got this nice big opening here. You got all the fresh air that's gonna come in as you need. It's gonna do it for today, guys. I'm glad you guys tuned in on the channel, and I appreciate you guys always watching and the status of Blu Bell, how it's coming along. I'm really stoked about it. I'm really trying to push it to be done as soon as I can, because the faster I get out here, the better for everyone. But anyways, I'm gonna leave it off there, guys. And remember, always stay true to yourselves. Be humble, righteous with the Lord, and He will direct your paths and your footsteps. Always turn to the light. And I appreciate you guys for always tuning in. And if you like the video, share it and like it, and hit the bell icon to keep tabs of where it's all going. Love you guys. Peace out.